Friends, hello! Welcome to the first video on my channel, which I am calling If You Give Shoshana a Snack. So I wanted to start this channel because a couple of years ago I moved to Victoria, BC, which is a relatively small city, and it's beautiful here, like mountains, ocean, gorgeous, but it's objectively less diverse than larger Canadian cities like Toronto and Montreal, where I grew up and moved from. Because it's less diverse, the food is also less diverse. But I've been on a mission to seek out and taste test all of the awesome and exciting snacks that I can find here, and there are a ton of hidden gems here. So basically I just want to eat a ton of snacks and I can't wait to get started. So what we have here is something called Soreen. I don't know if you guys have ever had this before. It is called the original Malt Loaf SOREEN. Deliciously squidgy energy. I've wanted to try this basically ever since I saw it in a grocery store because it has the word squidgy in the name, which is just wonderful. Excuse me. The packaging is covered in these like little round grapes that are just loose on the package, no bunches, and then a few like little green leaves stuck in there for some color contrast and decoration. The grapes look really squidgy, like I just want to burst them and pop them like a little mucus pimple thing. I looked this up, I did a bit of research. They've been around since about 1920. Oh, it is supposed to be served buttered with some tea. So we're gonna try it two ways. I'm first gonna try it plain and revel in its hopefully amazing squidginess, and then I'll try it as suggested, toasted, maybe buttered. My butter is really old and freezer burned, so I don't know if I'm actually gonna butter it, and I'll make some milky sweet black tea to try it with, and I think it's gonna be absolutely squidge-tastic, delicious. I can't wait. Here we go. I'm gonna start opening it. So I'm gonna open it on the sides. I don't see any other directions on the packaging. No pull tabs, no little creases to pull open, nothing that indicates where I should open it. So I'm just gonna go up on the side, kind of like a bag of chips, and that opens beautifully, no fumbling around. You know what that smells like? I'll show you guys the inside of it. A nice brown cakey color. That smells like a fig Newton. It definitely has that malted smell, like sweet but bitter at the same time, if you know what I mean. It also kind of smells like a honey cake. I grew up going to Jewish school, and for Jewish New Year's, one of the traditions is that you eat a honey cake. They can be delicious, but if they come in like a package, you know, obviously they're not as fresh and they smell a bit like this. It's not a bad smell, but it's a familiar smell. I'm not that into the smell right now. It's just reminding me too much of fig Newtons, which I don't think are that delicious. Okay, I'm going to take it out of the package. No stickiness, it's comes right out of the package very easily, and it's this cute little cake. How cute is that? What more could you want? Cute little cake. So this is what it looks like on the cutting board. I'm gonna show you guys, and okay, I'm going to cut a slice. That's a big slice. Okay, I'm gonna cut a slice, some decent resistance, but the structural integrity of the cake stays strong when I cut it. I didn't do like a super careful cutting job. Ooh, I like the way that looks. Yes. that is a nice light brown on the inside. So definitely the outside has like a much crustier exterior, and the inside is much more like a, oh, that is squidgy. Oh, wow. The texture kind of reminds me of honey cake as well. Like that is kind of like a gingerbread cake, if you've ever had anything like that. Let's see if it bounces. No, it doesn't bounce. Yeah, you can see like these beautiful lines of filling, what I presume are like that fruity, syrupy filling. Oh, this is beautiful. So, yeah, here it is. This beautiful slice of soreen. It feels really squidgy on the inside, much more so than it does on the outside. The outside is hard, crusted, but the inside is nice and mushy, squidgy. Love it. Okay, here we go. Cheers, gonna try a bite. Wow. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's like, the texture is amazing. It's like kind of bubbly in this really satisfying, mushy way. I am so happy I tried this because it is deliciously squidgy. It lives up exactly to its name. I don't think I've ever had anything quite like this before. It's really interesting. As far as the taste, I don't actually like the taste that much. It's a bit like nondescriptly kind of bit. It tastes like dried figs. It just tastes like dried figs, which I don't like that much. I love fresh figs. Fresh figs are quite probably my absolute favorite fruit, but dried figs just have a sweet taste that's lacking any kind of acid. Like it's just sweet without any acid, but it's not sweet in a candy way. It's sweet in like just a flowery, perfumey way, which I am not the biggest fan of, but the texture is amazing. Okay, one more bite. I can't get over that texture. It's really amazing, just for the texture alone. Wow. I don't even care what it tastes like because the texture is so satisfying. Okay, I'm going to cut myself another slice now, and I'm going to try toasting it lightly. Again, I'm not gonna put any butter on it because my butter is a bit freezer burned, but I will make a cup of tea and try that with the cup of tea, and I'm sure it's gonna be really good. So I'll be right back. That's my second slice, and it didn't actually hold up that well on the second slicing. I must have done some kind of magic on the first slice because my second slice, maybe because it didn't have all of that like crusty outside, keeping the structural integrity, but my second slice just kind of squished, and it's about half of the width as the first slice. Do you see that? Yeah, so I'm gonna try warming up both slices, the one with the crusty outside and the one that's entirely squidge. Okay. So I need to show you guys this. This is the mug and plate and tea towel that I'm using right now to test this out. I don't know how and why I have acquired so many things with the same pattern, but check it out. So I've got my soreen out of the oven. Looks the same, I hope. I did both the skinnier second piece and the wider first piece, and I'm gonna test out both. I've got my tea brewing right here, and I also brought a bit of salt. Since I'm not using butter, I thought I would mimic a bit of that saltiness that I would get from butter. So I'm just gonna lightly salt these guys. Okay, excellent, cool. Okay, I've got my tea. It's not, it hasn't steeped for that long, so it's a little mild, but I'm okay with that. I've got my toasted soreen with a little salt, and I'm gonna try it again. Okay. Yeah. So squidgy. That's great. It's kind of like a cinnamon raisin bagel, but way more chewy. But not chewy in like a bread way, chewy in like a dried fruit kind of coats your whole mouth way, with a little bit of salt. It's delicious. I can see how this would be amazing with butter or some margarine if, like me, your parents, you grew up in a margarine house. I don't know, I know it's gross, but I grew up in a margarine house. So that's delicious. Toast it, put some salted butter on it, and eat it for breakfast or second breakfast or after school snack. That's awesome. I really like this. The salt also really complements that initial bitterness that I was talking about and kind of takes it away and makes those pops of sweetness just really delightful instead of kind of cloying when it was like cold. And of course the toastiness makes it seem a bit fresher, which is really nice. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea now. So mild, because I didn't wait long enough for it to steep. Oh, that's just a really perfect snack. Really, really nice. But definitely not for like when you're craving a salty or crunchy snack. This is more for when you want something just comforting, kind of like a homemade bread. Just beautiful. I just dunked it in some tea, and I'm gonna try that. Okay. No. Much better not dunked in tea. The sogginess takes away from that textural contrast that you get with like the bits of squidge versus the bits of breadiness. The sog just makes it too one note texturally. Not good. Much better with that bit of crunch. I also haven't yet tried my thicker piece that was toasted, so this has more of the crust on it because it was the very outside loaf of the loaf. Okay, I'm gonna taste that. The bit of salt that I put on it just really takes it to the next level. And that crustiness kind of makes it feel even more like a bagel, because bagels are also like mostly crust, right? That's really good. If you can find one of these in your grocery store, I highly recommend trying it. This was even on sale. I got this, for those of you in British Columbia, I got this just at my local Fairway. I've seen them at Fairways all around the city. Absolutely delicious, toasted with salt. But yeah, thumbs up to Soreen. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm gonna be eating the whole loaf probably in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please tell me so with a like button, and if you want to see another video, just press subscribe, and then I'll know that you appreciated this weirdo's take on squidgy energy loaves. So please hit the subscribe, please hit the like, and I will hopefully see you again.